Okay. Hi guys. I'm not really mentally prepared for what I'm gonna be telling you guys in this video. This is being recorded just after I got home from Minnie's house. And I literally just finished recording with her about what's been going on with her. And I mentioned in those videos that the only reason why I'm here is because of Minnie. And after recording the first one, and also after recording the second one, she told me I need to tell you guys what I meant by that because you all have a right to know. And I fully agree with her. You guys have a right to know. And just be warned, I will end up crying in this video, so yeah, I'm already starting to get emotional. But there is a good reason for that. This is something nobody really knows about, and I think it's about time I share it. In fact, I don't even think Frozen knows this. I literally think that Darren and Minnie are the only ones who know about this. But I feel like you guys have the right to know. So basically, when I was like just after I turned 16, you know, just a couple of not even a month after I turned 16, almost like literally just a couple of weeks after my 16th birthday, I seriously considered committing suicide. And the reason is because okay, first of all, I should explain. At this point, I wasn't really close with Darren, so he wasn't my best friend at that time. My best friend was a boy named Noah. And I had known Noah for years. And Noah was really badly bullied. And I mean badly bullied. There was no reason. Like, he was a really good looking guy, he was a really nice guy, you know, and all that. But he was just really badly bullied. And I was always the type, you know, to step in and crack jokes and basically de-escalate the situation. Now, when I was about 15, like, basically, October of our grade 10 year, we were both 15, my mom and my stepdad got together. Like, my stepdad, has, basically, my mom and my stepdad grew up together, so my mom and my stepdad, you know, got together, and my stepdad had been working at a hotel and he was in a contract. And so my mom and I decided that we were going to go and live with him on Vancouver Island, and we were going to stay there until I graduated high school. Because that would land, me ending finishing high school would land around the same time that his contract was up. Now, we ended up moving October of that year. And I didn't know it at the time, but Darren told me that within a week of me moving away, the bullying got worse for Noah. And Noah hung himself in his bedroom. And he made 2 suicide letters. One he left for his parents and his younger sister, and one he sent to me in the mail. I got the letter the day after my birthday. Like, I got the letter the day after my 16th birthday, and in the letter he said that it was my fault because I wasn't there to protect him, and that he couldn't take it anymore, so he killed himself. And rather than telling me it's okay, it's not my fault, his parents and his sister told me it was my fault, and I basically murdered him. And his parents did know that he was being bullied. But rather than admitting that they messed up and they didn't help their son, they decided to blame a 16-year-old girl who had been their son's best friend for years. And they got a restraining order against me, so that I wouldn't be able to go to Noah's funeral. They also got a restraining order against Darren, so Darren couldn't go to his funeral either. They pretty much blamed us for Noah's death. And, I was already, like, suffering, at that point, I had already had, like, lingering depression from when I was a kid, because of, like, the abuse that I suffered in foster care. So I was already kind of in a bad place, and being told that Noah's death was my fault made me want to die. I absolutely hated myself. And, I had gotten a job at a, cafe. And I knew that my boss at the cafe had a hunting license, and I knew that he kept his hunting rifle in the cafe. I was going to steal his rifle, and I was going to shoot myself. Minnie ended up calling me because I posted on a forum that I was going to be leaving and nobody would be able to get a hold of me ever again. Darren saw it, and he immediately messaged Minnie because he said that he messaged Minnie because he didn't know what to do. So he contacted Minnie, and Minnie called me as I was on my way to my work to get my boss's rifle. I was halfway there. She asked me what was going on. I told her nothing. She called me out and said that Dar messaged her panicking because I posted a very suspicious message on the forums. And it was a role-playing forum. So he was very suspicious of it, and he didn't know what to do, and he was panicking. I was literally inside, like, I was in the doorway when I finally broke and told Minnie that I was going to kill myself. Minnie spent the next hour talking to me on the phone, and she convinced me not to go through with it. And she told me that it wasn't my fault, and that the only reason why his parents were blaming me was because they didn't want to admit that they weren't there for their son, and that it is not my fault, and that I shouldn't blame myself. And basically, if it weren't for Minnie talking to me basically for hours, like she did, I would have gone through with it. 100%. And I would not be here. It is still extremely hard for me to talk about. I've mentioned to people, that I've had, that I had a friend who committed suicide. I'm very open about that. But I've never actually told anybody about the fact that after that, I almost did the same thing. And, it's one of those situations where if it weren't for Minnie, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't know any of you guys. I would have made the biggest mistake in my entire, I would have made the biggest mistake imaginable. So that's why in the video I said please go and support Minnie, show her that she matters, because I can't emphasize enough that if it weren't for her, I literally would not be here. Because she is the only reason I didn't go through with it. And Noah's death is actually the reason I started cutting, by the way. I started cutting just after his death, because the fact that I didn't have anybody, to really talk to, and I didn't want to burden my mom or my stepdad, because they had enough to deal with, and I felt like I didn't have the right, to go to them, which now I know was extremely stupid. I should have gone to them, especially my mom, but I didn't, so I turned to cutting. But yeah, I figured it's about time I be open about this, and about, because I've mentioned before that I've quote unquote attempted before, multiple times, but this was the one time that I was 100% dead set on going through with it. All the other times, I basically chickened out. I talked myself out of it. But this one time, I would have gone through with it. And Minnie is the only reason I did not actually go through with it. And even to this day, his parents still blame me. Noah's parents still blame me. His sister still blames me. Because I wasn't there, because I moved away. So, it's one of those things that, when you hear about it, you're like, oh, okay, don't worry, it's not your fault. But it's one of those things where, it's hard not to think that it was my fault. Because in his notes, like, I don't have the suicide note anymore that he sent me. I basically I burned it because it was so heartbreaking to me. But basically in the note, it was like an entire front page and back page, and basically in the note he said that because I left, he was unprotected, and it was my fault for not protecting him. And it was my fault for leaving. And he was going, like, he was killing himself because I wasn't around anymore. And he had nobody to protect him anymore. So he literally blamed me. And because of that, his parents and his sister were convinced that because Noah said in his suicide notes that it was my fault, I murdered him. And they didn't care about the fact that I received the note the day after my birthday. They said I deserved it. They said I deserved to have my birthday ruined. So, yeah, and I'm still, like, they still have a restraining order against me. They have had a restraining order against me since I was 16 years old. And as soon as his sister turned 18, she got a restraining order against me as well. So, yeah. Like, I do apologize, guys. I know this is really, this is a huge downer video and stuff like that. But, like I said at the beginning, Minnie said that you guys deserve to know, and honestly, I agree. You guys deserve to know. This is something that I feel you all have a right to know. And Frozen, in case you're wondering why I never actually told you, I didn't think. Basically, the reason I never told you, Frozen, was because I felt like it wasn't important. But Minnie reminded me that it is something that's important, and it is something you guys should know. It's something that you all have the right to know. And it will help you guys understand me better, which I agree with. And there's actually been a few times, Frozen, that I wanted to tell you, but I chickened out. So, I know that it's kind of, it's not as impactful to tell you in a video along with everybody else, but it's literally just because I didn't have the courage. And the only reason why I'm telling you guys now is because I mentioned it in Minnie's video, in the video with Minnie. And there's no way I can take that back, so I'm not gonna delete the video. So I figure I might as well bite the bullet and tell you guys. But don't don't worry though, guys. Don't worry. I am 10 times better. I am okay. There's no thoughts. There's no suicidal thoughts anymore. I still get really depressed. I still have like those moments where I think, what if? But I promise you guys, there, you have nothing to worry about. I am okay. I am better. There are times, I fully admit, there are times when I think maybe they were right, maybe it was my fault. But I understand that they were just using me as a way to not feel guilty. And it just so happened that I was mentioned in Noah's notes. That Noah said it was me, so that's what they latched onto. So I know, don't worry, I know it wasn't actually my fault, but it is still one of those things, that does hurt. And basically, even after 12 years, I'm still in pain about it. Darren is still in pain about it. Darren wasn't as close to Noah as I was, so it's not as hard for him. But every year on my birthday, Darren calls me to make sure that I'm okay. Because he knows that my birthday is a very hard time for me because of the fact that literally my birthday is on the 10th, guys. I got the letter in the mail on the 11th. And I read it at school on the 12th. So I actually broke down in the middle of class. And my teacher basically took me to the office and she spent the day with me, my art teacher, because she saw the note. So, yeah, but anyway, like I said, I promise you guys, I am okay. I'm okay now. Now that I'm older, and this is why I say that your support means so much to me, because I know that I'm cared for, so thank you, everybody, from, like, seriously, thank you so much. And I'm not gonna be doing my normal outro because this is like kind of a different video, and I do apologize that today's been a lot of downer videos, but this is something that I felt you guys had a right to know, like I said. And I think it's about time I share it with with people. My parents don't even know about this. So, because both of my mom and my stepdad were both at work. So, yeah. I figure it's about time I share this and be open with everybody, so that you can understand a little bit more about my mindset and why I'm always so cheerful and giddy on camera, because it's a mask. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. A lot of the times when I record, I'm actually really upset. But recording for you guys and knowing that it's something that you guys will enjoy and you guys will be entertained by it. It makes me feel better. So the more that the more that I do a recording, the longer I do the recording, the better I feel. So thank you. Thank you guys. Seriously, I can't thank you enough. But I am gonna end this video here. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for being here for not only me but for Minnie and everything. Thank you for being you guys. And thank you for the support. It means the world to me. And yeah. Bye.